Hi, welcome to Zen Pen. I'm Danny, and I'm going to be your guide for this reflection. Does life ever get you to question everything? Why am I here? Where am I going? Am I doing any of this right? And when my mind wanders, I think of things like if other creatures ask themselves these kind of questions. After a few weeks, does a fly ever stop and wonder what all the buzz is about? Does a 20-year-old grizzly think life is just getting unbearable? Would a 6-year-old tree ever wonder if it's in the right place and considering pulling up roots and branching out? It sounds kind of shady to me. But puns aside, the older we get, the more questions show up. And one of the greatest is this: is it time to grow up? Every time I ask myself that question, the answer is always the same. No, I do not want to grow up. I want to grow young. And I'm not talking about reversing the aging process or finding a fountain of youth. I'm talking about the way we look at life, the way we approach this world, the way we let ourselves feel excitement again. Do you remember what you wanted to be when you were 9? I wanted to be 10. At 16, I could drive. At 18, I could vote. At 21, I could legally drink. And it took me a few more years after each one of those milestones to learn how to do them responsibly. But the point is, there was always something to look forward to. Something that made us feel alive. Something that made us feel like the world was opening instead of closing. So let me ask you something. What do you look forward to now? If the answer is nothing, then maybe it's time to change the way you think about age. Because what if your next birthday is the one where you're finally going to be old enough to take up a musical instrument? Maybe you'll be old enough to take that trip you've always dreamed about. Old enough to write your own book, share a talent, or finally step into the version of yourself you've been wanting to meet. It's not cliche. You're never too old to start something new. Because age is a wonderful thing. Because you are old enough to do it. You are tall enough to ride this ride and wise enough to know whether it brings you joy. What brings up another question. What are you too old to still be doing? You probably felt the answer the moment I asked it. Now ask yourself the bigger question. What new thing can you bring in to replace what you've outgrown? For me, that new thing is this: sharing thoughts, meditations, and reflections through Zen Pen. I'm finally old enough to be a creator instead of just a consumer. And the clarity, the calm, the grounding that I found, that's what I get to share with you. So even if you're like a beaver who's ready to leave its damn job, or a frog thinking about jumping into something new, or an old goat trying to remember what it felt like to just be a kid, it's time to appreciate what you have and change what you can. Each day is precious. And so are you. You may not control what happens, but you can always control how you look at it. And that brings me to something important. A reminder, an anchor. I wrote a song called The Climb. I wrote it while I was watching my son in a play area. Mazes, trampoline, obstacles everywhere. No winning, no losing, just fun, exploration, absolute joy. And one of the lines in the song says that I'm not here to be the greatest. I'm just here to grow in time. And that's the heart of this song. That's the heart of this message. That's the heart of growing young. So if you ever need a reminder that your best isn't measured by outcomes, that effort matters more than comparison, that curiosity matters more than perfection, that you're allowed to explore, allowed to try, and allowed to begin again. You can listen to The Climb after this meditation. You can also find it on YouTube Music, Spotify, or Apple Music, wherever you might listen. Let it be your anchor. Let it bring you back to yourself. And whenever you need a reminder, whenever you need to breathe, whenever you need to grow young again, come back to Zen Pen. We'll be waiting for you.